Good morning, guys. Today we're going to be working on building a set of sawhorses out of reclaimed lumber. So this is an arbor. It's about a 20-something-year-old arbor that came down in Hurricane Sally, but I was able to salvage most of the materials out of it. So first thing you want to do with your reclaimed lumber is make sure you've got as much hardware out of it as possible. Any screws, nails, bolts, anything like that. Remove everything that you can. Anything that you can't, mark it. Take a pencil, circle it, put an arrow to it, something like that. You don't want to hit it with your saw. So today's sawhorses, there's only two cuts. You're going to cut 6 pieces 36 inches long, one piece 34 inches long. So I'll go ahead and get those cut, and then I'll show you how I'm going to assemble it. But piece number 1, start at that end. Come on down to your 36 inch. You can just lock. And then on your 36 inch, I personally like to make a V mark on where my cut's going to be. Some people prefer just one line, but I prefer a V. And then that way I can take the speed square, take that flat end, the T end, lay it on your edge, line up the straight edge with your V, and then make your mark down that. We have our cuts. So we've got the 6 36 inchers, and then we've got one 34 incher. And I'll show you why that's the shorter one here in just a minute. So what you're going to need for this next part, you're going to need a drill motor, drill bit, and some 3-inch exterior like deck screws. The reason being, the exterior screws tend to last a little longer, don't rust as quick. Not going to say they're rust proof because everything will rust out here in the south. Anyway, your drill bit, basically you're going to measure your drill bit so that it is smaller than the diameter of the threads on your screws. So if you see that center shaft and then the threads stick out, you want that drill bit smaller than the threads so that the screw has something to bite into after. So for this first part, we're going to build an I-beam. You're going to have 2 of your 36 inch pieces and your 34 inch piece. And you're going to center the 34 inch piece on one of your 36s. You want to be 1 inch in from each end and center it up side to side. And we're going to pre-drill and screw the bottom one and the top one to that 34 inch piece. Sorry about that, guys. Had to take a little break. My phone overheated, so that tells you how freaking hot it is out here. Anyway, so once you've got your I-beam put together, screw with 2 in each end, the top I-beam to the center. Then you're going to take your you've got 4 more 36 inch pieces left. You're going to line them up, that 1 inch end on the end there. Line your board up with that at that angle so that it's touching the center of the I-beam. And you're going to drill 2 screws at the top of it, and then at least 1 into this bottom piece. I prefer to do 2. So I'm going to pre-drill those holes, and then I'll get back to you. So we've got the 4 holes pre-drilled. Then I'm going to go ahead and get my screws started. What I like to do is basically you can measure how deep the 2x4 is versus your screw. You want to put it in just a hair less than that so that you don't have anything sticking out on the other end. I wanted to mention, when you're buying your screws, and I do recommend using new ones because it's just less of a pain in the ass. Most of the big box stores, Lowe's, Home Depot, Walmart, you can just buy boxes of it. Make sure it's got that bit in there. That way you don't have to hunt for a bit, and it'll be inside in a little plastic, little cellophane, little package. And, you know, I prefer longer ones, but it's just so nice to be able to just buy your screws. It already has the bit. Then you don't have to scrounge around to try to find the right one. It's already right there. We've got all of our screws started, and you'll notice I switched out at the end. I hate switching in the middle of a job, but like I said, this isn't a finished product for a paying customer, so I'm just using what I have. So I had switched from the exterior with the Phillips bit to the exterior with the T25 bit. And again, that was enclosed in the box of screws. So we're going to get started now. This first one, again, I had used the first one to line up at the very end of that 34 inch board in the middle of your I-beam. and then you just start putting your screws in. So we're going to do all 4, and I'll show you what it looks like when we're done. All right, folks, last one. So we've got those 3 on already. Got this laying down. I'm going to put the last one on, and then we are finished. All right, there you have it, folks. One salvaged lumber sawhorse, ready to go. One set of sawhorses. Basically, if I hadn't had a phone overheating and stopping the video, I'd have been done in probably about 45 minutes. The next project's already in the works.